Show. Andy and Castoe, King of Castoe Show.
Welcome to another exciting episode of the Castoe Show. I am 1/3 of the cast, Nick Escalante. With me, as always, is McKellen Souls, and the man behind the sticks, making all this happen, Anthony Castoe.
Hey
Yeah, goodness gracious, we got it. We got an episode for you. Wow, a lot has been happening in the world.
We have mainly, we're going to stick to the docket exclusively because a lot's been happening.
Well, yes. Number one on the docket, I think, is just fire. So let's get that nasty bit of business. Yeah, everybody except McKellen Souls is dealing with a hell of a lot over here. So
I'm not sure if you've heard in the world recently, California is on fire.
Los Angeles, to be specific.
Well, yeah, it's extensive, but Pacific Palisades area, and a lot of it's not contained currently. So how are you
reduced to atoms?
So how are you folks doing specifically? Because I'm sure the loyal 100-something viewers, 100-something subscribers, Castoe Show.
Oh, they're biting their nails. They're just like, I hope my boys are safe and okay.
How are the boys doing?
All the viewers who send us a DM, really, all none of you. You're so wonderful. Yeah, you know what? From my,
are you filming from an offsite location?
No, we're on site, baby.
Okay.
That fire is gonna have to move me because I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. Let me tell you, man, that fire could come up on me and I'll fuck right at it. Yeah.
Oh, that's the fire's hot, real hot, but not enough to stand up the macho man. No, sirree. The fire's gonna.
My place is like right within harm's way, but now I'm just watching everything burn at a comfortable distance. So, a nice change of pace.
There was an arsonist that started the Archer fire that was like 10 miles away from my work, and we almost closed down, but they contained it, so we're all good now.
Yeah. 10 miles that's quite a big distance, Antwan. Also, you work in a very central location.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
there was a bunch of ash and smoke everywhere, so we had to end up getting masks. There was a lot of people that were driving away from the store, and there was a lot of people that ended up coming to the store and saying, "Hey, are you guys gonna close? Because like the fire's getting pretty close." But we were honestly not worried about it because we had a fire station literally across the street from where my work is. So,
like, buddy, there are no trees on this street. We'll be fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are confused about that when it comes to fires and stuff in California specifically. Fires spread in California due to the fact that we have a lot of dried shrub grass and wind.
Yeah, it's perfect to burn.
It's perfect to burn. But so when people are like, "Oh, the fires are caused by whatever," it's very important that you know that these have been happening for a very long time, and it's due to factors that aren't necessarily obvious.
I'm gonna say it's the goddamn Australians' fault. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
They gifted us a shitload of eucalyptus trees 100 years ago, and now those trees are ripened, and they're just they're practically gas-soaked rags in the forest, is what they are.
Yes, everything you just said, absolutely.
So, did they do this intentionally?
No, it's just that the Australian gifts are cursed. They're like mummy traps. They don't know what they're doing until they
Aboriginal curses they come back to bite us.
It's the old ancient Chinese man giving you a gift of an ancient genie lamp but they don't know. They just don't know. It's not their fault.
Isn't that the plot to Big Trouble in Little China?
Huh? No.
Huh?
Big Trouble in Little China is something entirely different. Please.
And not at all related to the fires of 2025.
Not at all.
Well, hey, it actually really sucks. Palisades, pretty much the entire community is wiped off the face of the map. Tragic. Actually, no jokes. It's very sad. And then there's another fire going haywire over in, Altadena. Mm-hmm. Wonderful Altadena. That's crisping everything. So if you could spare but a small moment out of the 108 listeners, out of all of your busy lives, to lift a little prayer to everybody getting burnt. That'd be great.
And that's about it. We just want to cover that before we get to the normal tomfoolery and shenanigans. Just our general, hey, things aren't going that great for some people, but people are doing all right. We're gonna be okay.
Yes. The indomitable human spirit prevails.
And whatnot and so forth.
We do have a more fun docket. We're not just going to spend the entire time talking about crispy people. We have. Oh well, we should start right off the bat. We'll start with Sonic 3, something that we've been pushing off for like
Sonic 3. I want to talk about Sonic 3 when I was in California, but it was
too bad.
The failed podcast we recorded. Tom was like, "No, I haven't seen it yet."
You're actually not taking my feelings into account. You can't talk about the silly clown movie.
So we didn't. And then the podcast we recorded after that, because...
Why did I listen to him?
Well, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, right? Just due to the way the podcast got recorded. It wouldn't have mattered anyway.
We're just ruining one guy's day, and not even ruin. We're spoiling a kid's movie for him. Hey, Tom, fuck you.
Do you hear that, Tom?
Yeah. Hey, Antwan, pull a picture of Tom on the screen.
I don't know if I have one.
We can do that. That's easy.
Did we
That's
do that?
really
I
easy.
feel like we put a bunch of Tom pictures in the link. It's
No.
the only picture
We have one picture of Tom. We have one picture of Tom.
And buddy, we've been using it.
Yeah, I've been
Big
using
shout
it.
out to our boy Tom, part-time editor for the Castoe show. He makes all those lovely little brain rot shorts you guys eat up.
All of them. Every single one.
No. Mac is also throwing his hat in the ring, and he's a fantastic.
Every single one.
Okay, God damn it!
The whole point is that I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, and we haven't been able to due to reasons. Yeah. And now let's talk about it, because quite honestly, it's been a little bit since we watched it.
It's good. I feel like we've had enough time where we probably forgot key aspects of the movie, but it's not so long to where it's not completely out of our minds. Like, we can still joke and goof about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the big thing that stuck out to me: women in the military.
Oh, okay. So getting into it, we saw it with
spoil it to death.
Yeah. We saw it with one Jason Reyes, who, if you've watched the gaming videos, you're very familiar with. He's a very good man. We saw it with Brianna the Wench, who, depending on when videos come out, you may or may not be familiar with as a person. And we saw it with another friend named Joe.
We love Joe.
Yes, very good altogether. And about 2/3 of the way into the movie, Jason turns to me and goes, "I think, at what point do I stand up and salute? Like, at what point am I declaring my undying love for this movie?"
I think he started saluting before we even got in the theater. He was just like standing in the lobby at attention. I'm like, okay.
Oh, what a good man! What a good man he is.
Yeah, he really had that military look on him too. I was like, yeah, this man has some reverence to Sonic 3.
It was a fantastic movie. It was a wonderful movie.
Yeah. No, it was a very good movie. I'd say like the final, like the last, the third act of the film threw it over the top.
Yeah. Here's the thing: is that the whole leading up to it, the whole Sonic the Hedgehog classic adventure of who are you, Shadow, all this stuff, discovering the mystery, doing all that stuff. It was a fine kids movie. It was a very delightful kids movie. I've not seen a Sonic the Hedgehog actually before this, so this was my first one that I saw.
Great intro.
I didn't feel lost at all at any point. Like, there was no point where I turned to my friend and was like, "Hey, but what about this? I don't understand what's going on. I don't know what's happening." You know how people watch movies sometimes.
Women.
Ben Schwartz is a delight. Idris Elba.
He's the voice.
Yeah, Idris Elba as Knuckles is correct. Keanu Reeves as Shadow is absolute, but the best casting of all. But the best casting of all, and you know it.
Oh, it's the Jimster. It's the Jimster, baby.
It's the Jimster every day of the week. There were points where Jim Carrey's just doing his thing on screen, and you think to yourself, that wasn't in the script. That was Jim Carrey going, and at this point, I'm going to do this, and you're not really going to be able to stop me. And it's going in the movie.
You can't stop him. All right. Oh my god, he's like that motherfucker, the bowling guy. It's like all you could do is watch.
Yeah. Who do you think you are? I am. That's Jim Carrey.
Exactly the vibe. He got up there and he was just handing people the business. So good. And honestly, from everything that I've heard, in the last 2 Sonic movies, it was more of a tame. Yes. Oh, hey, take a look. It's literally us.
Yes.
No, he was a little bit more tame in his Psycho Eggman thing, and then this is the crescendo. So we caught it at the perfect time. This is just completely untethered Carrie.
That's perfect. It's perfect because it worked out wonderful.
Unbelievable. A woman in the military.
Yes, there's multiple lines like that. It's like, I know, son. I know, grandson. A woman in the military. Stuff like that.
The dance, I still think about at least like once a day.
That's what I'm talking about, where it's like, in the script, it was just like, and here we're going to put a dance scene. It wasn't like, and then it wasn't like a choreographed thing, and then Jim Carrey came in and was like, okay, I'm going to do a bunch of bullshit right here. It's going to go like this.
It has to be big.
Yeah, it has to. Well, what I'm saying is, like, in the script, it was just like dance number here. That's how it was written out.
Eggman dances through the lasers. Nice.
Yeah.
And then I can't believe how good he moves for his age. It's ridiculous. Because he
70,
actually did those dances. Yeah.
Yeah.
70. What the fuck?
Isn't he?
No, he's Jim Carrey. There's no way he's 70 years old.
Show me how wrong I am. 62.
He's 62.
I'm 8 years off.
That's almost a decade, bud.
He's not 40 something.
I was saying, for a man of slightly advanced age, it's like if he's 70, like I'm on white cracks quick. Okay, put that on a shirt. As soon as he hits 65, he's probably going to lose his pirouetting ability. But you are seeing the maximum performance a 62-year-old can give. He was flipping through the air.
Yeah, I'm sure he had some assistance there, but man,
they had like a man in a full green screen suit lifting him up whenever he takes a leap. That'd be funny.
But here's the thing, dude, is that like Jim Carrey doesn't do movies anymore. Jim Carrey doesn't work unless he absolutely wants to. He's reached the point in his career where he's basically said, I'm retired. I don't want to work unless it's like a script that I really want to work with. And so for the past 5 years now, all he's done is Sonic the Hedgehog movies. All he's done are these.
Because he loves it.
Are these goofball movies where he's Dr. Eggman Robotnik or whatever. Like, and he's
famous
fantastic
Polish scientist.
Robotnik.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's outside of the needing to work kind of stage of being an actor. And I do really appreciate that it's like, yeah, no, he gets to pick and choose, and he chose this. And he kicks ass at it.
Yes, and he's fantastic. He's beautiful.
Yeah. Honestly, he Jan Sports the movie. Like, it's a fine kids movie, but it's Jim that people will remember.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. But the ending portion where it's Super Sonic and Super Shadow doing the whole, literally they turn gold and it starts playing Live and Learn. And
oh my god!
Four out of five of us started freaking out in the theater.
We were saluting. We were saluting the screen.
We were saluting in the theater as you know. And there's one point where the laser weapon hits the moon. Spoilers.
Oh my god! They pissed on the moon. They pissed on the moon.
They pissed on the moon, and we started. All four of us started quoting separate parts of that bit. How do you like that?
You fucked my wife.
That's right. And then Brianna, who had no idea, apparently never seen this meme before, started looking around in horror as all four of us were starting to do different bits of that's disgusting. So I'm making a call out post on my twitter.com. And and she was like, is this a bit? Is this a bit that I'm not aware of?
You're not in on it. Nah. But
it wasn't.
let's be real. At least like 60% of the theater knew what was happening when the
Mhm.
moon got pissed on.
Mhm.
I turned around and then it was a bunch of men our age just like, oh, going
Yeah.
nuts.
Live and learn.
Oh my god! What a banger! That was just, and this is for the 20-something-year-old men in the audience, and all of us are just like tweaking, absolutely shaking.
And this is for the autistics who are actually in the theater watching this movie right now. And we all do the little like guy
Wow,
pointing himself mean, like, what, me? You did this for me?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I've never been so directly fan serviced to, and I liked it.
It felt good, didn't it? It
Oh,
felt
it
real
did
good,
feel
and that's a good word.
come on, egg.
I come with egg roll.
I have to stop saying.
Yes, you do. There's certain things you have to stop saying when we do stuff, but it's fine. It's okay.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Sonic 3, fantastic movie. Even if you've never seen a Sonic movie, please go watch it. Please
I give it
go
a
watch
7.1 out of 10.
I'd give it like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. It's
Very fun.
very good, very fun movie.
All right, hey. Finally had our lovely Sonic 3 conversation. We're going to be... Okay, this is what people come to the Castoe show for, is grown men being absolutely enraptured by wrestling and having disgusting wrestling conversations. And we're going to give it to you, baby! We're going to give it to you! Monday Night Raw this past week kicked ace. All right?
Do you want to explain what was so special about this Monday Night Raw? Do you want to explain that?
They kind of beat you over the head with it like a lot. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
So it's a binge watch.
It's a binge watch.
Yeah, you binge an episode, you wait a week, and then you get to binge another.
We watched... So Monday Night Raw was live streamed on Netflix. So they tested this out with like the Tyson Jake Paul fight, kind of. But they've been advertising it for forever. That it was like Monday Night Raw is going to be on Netflix now. They have old episodes of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. So if you want to go back and watch, episodes.
It caught up a little bit.
Yeah. It started in 1993. Watch it for however many years. And, you get caught up.
I think they added like 5 episodes. And I'm like, okay, cool. Just like what's been happening the past couple of weeks.
Uh-huh. And then they also added legacy episodes from 1993 onward. They have so much on Netflix now, my guy.
Holy crap! For real?
I sent you a Snapchat of I put it on while I was reading just to like have background noise or whatever. And it was an old 1993 episode where like Doink wrestled one of the Steiners, I think.
The hell?
And so I took a picture of Doink and I sent it to you with the caption of
Doink
he's
is
dead.
dead. Yeah, Doink is dead.
Doink's
that
dead.
explains it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't just pull up footage of Doink on the TV to be like, hey, check this out. No.
Man,
Doink.
I honestly just thought you were, doinking out. And I'm like, that's Mac.
No. I was just like, hey, Doink's dead.
Okay, I need to go back in the archives and see if they have like the 07 shows with the Papa Roach intro, because that's what I want to see.
Oh my god, it's quite possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monday Night Raw.
Gotta get it
now on Netflix. Yeah. So Monday Night Raw starts, and it is an intro narrated by Triple H, and it is God. I wish I. Yes, I kind of want to just I don't know if a transcript would exist, but it's just like Triple H talking about why anybody would watch wrestling. It's like the high highs, the low lows, the storytelling, the feats, the strength of gladiators, all that shit. But it's like cut with footage of like the best moments of wrestling. Like
I was sweating. I was profusely sweating watching
mankind being thrown off the Hell in the Cell kind of moments where it's just like yeah. And it was like genuinely I was really into the intro, and it was after the intro that I texted Nick and was like, okay, if you haven't yet, go watch this episode of Raw.
Turn on Monday Night Raw.
I haven't even seen the rest of it, but it's just the
Where
intro
fuck
was
are-
like,
is this 98 again? What's happening?
yeah. And so the intro happens, and Triple H comes out and goes, this is a special night of Raw. For those of you who don't know, Triple H is now running things.
He's running
God-
things.
God bless John Paul Levesque. And he
Hunter.
goes, Hunter. I'm sorry, Hunter Hurst Helmsley. I apologize. Trips. I apologize. And he goes, he does the classic, "Are you ready?" And the whole crowd pops off. And the show starts.
I'm ready. I said in my bed alone.
As I tuck my covers up to my chin.
I'm putting my
Nicholas-
John Cena hat on.
Nicholas,
Uh-huh.
do you know how many matches of wrestling was in this wrestling show?
Quite a bit, I think.
If you had to give a number to how many wrestling matches were in this show?
Oh God, maybe like 8.
There were 4 wrestling matches
There were 4.
And
What the fuck?
in this 3-hour wrestling program.
That's impossible. It felt like there were so many. No.
Yes.
How was that? How did that happen? Had 2 hours and 4 matches
3.
only?
3 hours. 3 hours of
3
television.
Oh my
4,
God.
4 matches of wrestling. Because the rest of it was a lot of people talking.
There was a lot.
There was who did we start with? Was it John Cena or The Rock that started talking first? There was
The Rock came out. The Rock came out. He wore the most ridiculous glasses I've ever seen.
okay, I wanted
And-
to talk about those sunglasses. Those sunglasses were stupid, huh?
They're not
Like,
even
can-
sunglasses. They look
can we-
like prescription old man glasses.
Can we agree that like the if he just took the glasses off, the rest of the
He
outfit
would
was
look
fire?
so much cooler. Yeah.
Yeah,
He would
But
look
it's
like
just-
The Rock.
but just the glasses threw me off so hard. Where I was like, "What is happening?"
No, he robbed those glasses off of some poor 70-something pharmacist.
The Rock says.
The Rock says, "Oh, actually, let me just bring these big ass fucking glasses. I need to read my prescriptions."
The Rock says, and
No, the
He-
Rock
The
was he was The Rock. That's where he's meant to be. He's a wrestler.
I
and
think
that is
he's
his
a better.
natural environment.
Yeah, we shan't discuss it. I agree with you, but he did swear. He did say a bullshit, so it showed that it wasn't censored for TV. Like it.
Oh,
would've been
we're
before.
out of PG, baby. Yeah, we're finally
which
made it.
Which is if you go back and watch the WrestleMania where he was wrestling with Roman Reigns, that was like a big thing with The Rock, where just they had to censor him constantly because he kept being like, "I'm gonna kick his
Stop.
fucking ass." The Rock, I don't fuck around. And so they kept on missing where he was swearing, even though they were running on a tape delay. I don't, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It's like Rocky. I get it. You've been in Hollywood for a second, but come on. You can go one match without dropping a motherfucker,
He can, but also he's like the commissioner, or he's on the board, so he doesn't. He pays the fines or whatever. It doesn't matter to The Rock. And so there was that slobber knocker, absolute slobber knocker with Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns and all those
Great
guys.
match. Oh, I know why it
Pretty
felt
good,
like
pretty good match, even though it was sort of like a Donnybrook, right? Where it's like it sort of gets chaotic once you get like 10 people in a ring fighting one another, right? It gets
that's
chaotic.
exactly why I thought so many different matches happened, was because it's like, wait a minute, there was just so much of the roster getting involved.
Yes.
It's like, no, it was 4 matches.
Even the roster that there was a lot of rosters sitting around the stadium. We can talk about that too when that happens. About after this match. So the match happens where it was Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa over the the necklace. There's Amafama. What's the word for it?
Oh
Something
man, I don't
Fama?
know Hawaiian.
Umafama or something. It's the necklace that only the tribal chief should wear.
The red lei.
Yeah, and they fought over it. And not only did they fought over it, but then all of the Tongaloas and the Tamatoas and all of them, they start coming out of the back.
Polynesians of every persuasion, just left, right, and center.
Yeah, which leads to whenever the bloodline, everyone runs out and gets involved, it leads to everyone else getting involved. So Roman Reigns, whenever got involved.
Oh hell yeah, Sami Zayn for some reason.
Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn should be his own
Because
guy doing
every
whatever, but they
ethnic
don't.
gang needs a white guy.
Cody Rhodes, who theoretically should be still,
My favorite black wrestler.
our favorite icon, Cody Rhodes. He got involved and he helped Roman Reigns, even though he should hate
Civil
Roman
rights
Reigns.
leader Cody Rhodes.
The Rock breaks kayfabe by thanking Cody Rhodes. And Roman Reigns wins, and he's the original tribal chief and all that stuff. All that whatever.
I was honestly kind of surprised where it's like, yeah, no, there were a million dudes flying in and out, but at the end, there was no big interference at the end. It's like, wait, did Roman win kind of clean?
Kind of clean. And that's the whole thing with Roman Reigns is that
clean.
Roman Reigns is like, he is in storyline, he's like a monster. When he wrestles good, he's almost undefeatable. That's him in storyline, and you feel it. Sort of. Yeah, when he does the big ooh-ah and the Superman punch and all that.
Very hot.
I like Roman Reigns when he's like not a bad guy, not a good guy, but it's just sort of like his own free agent character. You know,
he's a guy you don't want to get in the way of.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. And he's getting taught better at talking on the mic by himself. Which, I mean, he was never really like awful at it, but it's just like he's getting to the point where it's like, oh, he's a menace and is like both a wrestler and a mic.
I gotta bring it up. They brought back Eggman, my favorite, Paul Heyman.
Oh, we love, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Paul Heyman, and everyone loves Paul Heyman.
Client.
Paul Heyman is a God. He's just as a talker, he's so fantastic. He's
Paul
so
Heyman
good at his job.
appreciation segment. He has done so much for wrestling. It's insane. From actually being in the ring with the mic,
we do not have time
to
talk about. Yeah, we do not have time to talk about the history of ECW and what it has done for the entirety of wrestling. But Paul Heyman being one of the proponents of ECW and how it had the effect it had on the business as a whole cannot be understated. He deserves his flowers, his laurels.
Antwan, I know you're lost. You're a child lost in the woods in this conversation, but that little picture of the Eggman you just dropped, he is a legend.
He may not look like it. He is one of. Oh yeah, look.
Flowers.
Oh, you got the flowers. I love them.
Okay, so after Roman Reigns comes up and talks, after Roman Reigns defeats Solo Sikoa, we have more talking. But before we get to more talking, they do what is probably the more annoying aspects of the show, at least in my opinion, is that
the advertisement?
Well, no, you got to make money. I understand that. We're in LA, Nicholas. Who's in LA?
Uh-huh.
All the stars are here. Gabriel Iglesias, Vanessa Hudgens, Seth Green, Macaulay Culkin, Will Friedle, and that other lady that was they said the lady that was next to Will Friedle, who was in Boy Meets World, and not Will Friedle, even though it was like, I think Will Friedle is the more famous one there, honestly.
Were both Culkins there?
Were both what?
The Culkins, like Macaulay and Kieran?
No. So Seth Green was sat next to Macaulay. Seth Green got a little bit of a pop. Seth Green was sat next to his wife, who's also like an actress, whatever. But they were like, Seth Green is here, and I'm like, oh, and also his wife, Clara Grant. You should probably bring that up, right? That feels important. And then they're like, and Macaulay Culkin, and the crowd went nuts. The crowd went ecstatic for Macaulay.
Home Alone. Everybody started to chant.
And Macaulay Culkin's, So the fact that they kept cutting to celebrities all night, I wasn't that big a fan of, genuinely. But
that's just what they do every time. Like,
sure, but it's
in LA.
It's
like,
the fact,
even if it's like not wrestling, basketball, they do that shit all the time. Football games, it's if something is not actively happening and they need to just we need to burn time. Yes, I know 4 matches.
4 matches, and also everybody talking, and then everybody, all the celebrities are here. At some point,
but Pat McAfee coming back really helped with the entire vibe, because he's just a bro and a dude. Give me a hell yeah.
We love Pat McAfee. Hell yeah. Pat McAfee is we love him and Michael Cole as a duo announcing.
They're really good.
They're
They're really good.
fantastic. They're fantastic. I don't want to say the best it's ever been, but it's really good. So John
It's
Cena
been
comes
in a
out.
long time.
John Cena comes out. For those of you who don't know, John Cena is on the John Cena Farewell Tour, where he will wrestle his last match at WrestleMania. Now, John Cena. Now, retirements in general are sort of a weird thing when it comes to wrestlers, because very often what happens is wrestlers will wrestle a very bad match, because they're older, they don't have quite the strength or the whatever that they used to, so they'll wrestle a very bad
You're
match.
at the end of your
And
rope,
and then they'll realize, oh, I need to retire. And so usually a wrestler's last match, if it's not planned ahead of time, is usually fairly bad. The one of the exceptions I can think of is like Kurt Angle had a retirement match, I think against Chad Gate. No, that can't be right. Kurt Angle had a retirement match against somebody. And the whole thing is,
he was one of the guys who didn't get like the big planned kind of thing. It just happened,
no, he had a last match, and it was, oh God, what was it?
He didn't build
wrestled-
it up. It wasn't like
No,
a
no,
Ric
no, no.
Flair type thing.
Oh, it was versus Baron Corbin, whatever. And I think it was a fine match, like, because I think Baron Corbin's a fine wrestler, but it was like, the whole thing is he went out on his back, he lost, because that's what you're supposed to do when you retire. It's like not just like in general. Yeah, you lose because you're showing like the next generation strong or whatever. But everyone did like a "you suck" thing when he was leaving and entering, which sounds bad and weird, but like it was Kurt Angle's whole thing. So it's like, you love Kurt Angle. So I think it's cool that
his theme has like a perfect beat in there where everybody in the crowd, if you know him, you're supposed to scream, "You suck." And that is the wrestler's way of telling Kurt Angle, we love you. And we do.
And we do. That was back when he was a heel. Everyone chanted "you suck." And then when he even when he was like a really good wrestler, everyone chanted "you suck." And it's just to show that like, oh yeah, Kurt's coming out. Everyone do the thing, "you suck," and it was fantastic. But for John Cena to plan it out and like have the plan of, I'm going to wrestle till here and retire, I think that's good. Good for him, because a lot of wrestlers don't get that. Like Dave Bautista wrestled a match and then was like, okay, yeah, I'm done. And that was like,
well, he wrestled a good match.
Yeah,
he wrestled a great match.
What I'm saying is that like a lot of people don't get the opportunity to like plan it out like that. So good for John Cena is what I'm saying. John Cena comes out and delivers a promo, and I don't want to say the best of all time or whatever, because wrestling's filled with fantastic promos, but just it shows why John Cena was one of the best wrestlers for a long time.
He was the guy for the majority of my life.
It shows why he was the guy, because he started off with like I know we're doing this whole farewell tour and I'm entering the Rumble. Don't get me wrong, I'm entering the Rumble, which is next month, right? The Royal Rumble. So, yeah. And he goes like, but I'm not gonna win the Rumble. And then the whole crowd starts booing at that, and he's like, no guys,
come on,
no guys, no, I get it, I understand, I want to win. And then like 5 minutes, he was able to swing that around to, not only am I entering the Rumble, I'm gonna win the Rumble. And the crowd, cheers and applauds and claps like a monkey. And everyone loves John Cena. So good, shout out to John Cena, whatever. And then after that was
that aspect of theater he is just a master of. He knows the crowd.
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm,
And then after that was the Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan match for the women's. No, it's like the Intercontinental Championship or the heavyweight. Whatever it is. Good. Hey, this feud's been going on for a while now, and they're both very good wrestlers. And so it was Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan, who was accompanied to the ring by Raquel Rodriguez and Dominic Mysterio.
Son of a bitch.
We've talked about Dominic Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio and Pat McAfee had a lot of good exchanges back and forth.
Holy crap! No, as soon as you saw Dom enter, Pat McAfee went off. He's like, "Oh, there he is! There's that slimy slut!"
At some point, Dominic tells him to shut up, and Pat McAfee's talking to Michael Cole, and he's like, He told me to do something, but I don't speak, little bitch. Michael Cole just about loses it on mic, stuff like that.
God, I love him.
But Dom is still one of the best ones to do it right now in terms of healing.
Fantastic
Because-
heel.
Like there's one moment that I can point to in particular as like because you know wrestling, it's theatrics part of it, as well as the athleticism and all that. So
is it when he grabbed Rhea's like heel
yes,
and then
yeah.
Oh,
So he
there
grabs,
you go. Yeah.
he grabs Rhea's heel, and Rhea goes to like kick him away, and he puts his little hands up, like not as like a big like, hey, I'm not doing nothing, whatever. It's just like it's something you'd see like a middle schooler do, where it's like, hey, stop touching that, and they'd go like, I'm not touching anything. What do you think I'm doing? I'm not touching anything. It's just like it's such a perfect little like it's again. We've talked about this before. Where
It goes
it's just
back to the storytelling and that he has been. I feel like every time that I see him and Rhea Ripley now, I mean, with the new dynamic, he just gets the shit kicked out of him. Like Rhea throws him up in the air, and he just gets clobbered. Like every single time with that fail, it also happened at the end of that match. So it's like, you know, he's getting bullied at this point.
I love it. I love it that he's just like this little shitbird that just like, what? I didn't do anything. What are you looking at me for?
Was it me?
Rhea Ripley did win. She wins the title back, and we love to see it.
Oh yeah,
we love to see that in terms of storytelling. Finally,
that was nice. The Undertaker came out, you know, all that.
The Undertaker came out as the American Badass and did like a whole
with
thing
that
with
Limp
Rhea Ripley
Bizkit thing.
on the keep rolling. We love Taker.
Oh, that was good.
So we love Taker, but speaking of wrestlers, we don't love. Speaking of wrestlers,
they trot out that old horse.
Another wrestler came out with. Here's the thing: Hulk Hogan came out with accompanied to the ring by Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart, who was his manager and whatever for a while, in like WCW and WWE. Jimmy Hart waving an American flag. I am a real American, and the crowd is booing. The crowd cannot be more against Hulk Hogan.
Fuck you, man! Everybody said in unison.
Mm-hmm. The crowd cannot be more against this old man doing his classic, you know, waving his arm around, doing the ear thing.
Everybody knows that he's just a sack of shit now, right?
And
like out in the air.
I saw people online being like, "Well, of course they booed him. It's L.A." I don't think the location of L.A.
Fuck you.
I don't think I think this would have happened if you had done it across a lot of different places. Because I think a lot of people
in Des Moines. All right.
Yeah, a lot of people are being tired of Hulk Hogan at this point in time. Yeah, it's they booed Hulk Hogan out of the building.
He didn't do like a fun promo or anything. He's just like, buy my beer, brother. Yeah, you know.
Buy his beer. Apparently, he doesn't drink alcohol because his son was in like a DUI accident at some point, and so he's like, I don't drink alcohol. It doesn't work for me. Doesn't work.
It's not gonna work. That's not gonna work for me, brother. He comes down and is like, let me, come on, brother. Great. No, it's real American beer, right?
Real American beer. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. His ass got booed off stage in a heartbeat. And look, maybe if he was to come out and try, you know, being cool rather than just a shill and 100% shilling, people would have a better reaction. But I could smell what was happening 1,000 miles away. Like, first off, it's Hulk. His stock is dropped, and then it's Hulk just doing a commercial live. It's like, get the fuck out of here, you clown.
Hulk Hard R Hogan has been booed out of the building.
Famous racist.
Famous racist. You feel a little bad for Jimmy Hart for being out there with the American flag. Jim Cornette called Jimmy Hart the nicest man in the room. I believe that.
He really is.
What a sweetie. What a sweetie, daddy. And then we had the match of Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. Hey, look, Drew McIntyre's back in the show. Back in the show doing things.
You know, that match snuck in as a nice gem because those two are some really fantastic performers. And they may not have like, you know, household name. I know McIntyre his stock is starting to rise a little bit, and everybody really likes Jey. That felt very, very good, very appropriate for Raw.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre, I think, has just been a guy who's again, quality performer for forever. I think when he started feuding with CM Punk, I think more people were able to see CM Punk. I think brings up other people he performs with is a good way to put it. I think people were able to see how good Drew McIntyre is as a wrestler without having to, him. Drew McIntyre is a wrestler that if Vince was still in charge, he'd be fired from the company. You know what I mean? For some reason. But I think that now that like he's able to perform with different people, you're able to see, Drew McIntyre is like a better wrestler than people gave him credit for.
I like what he called Sheamus fat.
Now that you're back, it's been burger after burger
After burger. After burger.
It's so good. We
God
love
is
to see
that.
it. Jey Uso won, right? He did like the big kick, and then he won.
Yeah, they had okay. You had a feeling like he was going to win the whole way because he came out with like Travis Scott, the famous cockroach Travis Scott.
Oh, I forgot the Roach Man.
Yeah, and that was such a weird intro because it's like, yeah, I get it. It's Netflix. We're out of the PG era. This dude spends half of his intro just smoking. Like the nastiest, schlaggiest joint you've ever seen in your life. It's just Travis Scott getting high for like 20 seconds. And then everybody's yeet, yeet, yeet,
Yeah.
And Travis is just putting his little hand up, like kind of yeeting along with him, but he's not in the same room. Yeah, the fact that it's like he has the celebrity endorsement. Yeah, his ass is going to win. But great match regardless.
It was a good match. Was there any other person that came out and talked? I don't remember.
Nothing on the okay. let me just read my docket really quick. We have killer intro, Pat McAfee rocks, Paul Heyman. Oh yeah, part of celebrities. Stupid Ashton Kutcher was there. So yeah, they really were panning to every celebrity in the audience. Getting over clean? Question mark. Amazing. Fiend. So Travis Scott. Yeah. And oh god, Pat McAfee said, "I'm testing all over myself," and then Michael Cole was like, "All right, well, just don't get any test on me."
There you go. That's very funny. That's
yep. Oh wait, no. Oh no. I'm sorry, that was a typo. That because I wrote down the correction right there. I'm yeeting all over myself, and Michael Cole says, "Don't yeet all over me."
Yeah, because Pat McAfee loves the Uso yeet. When the Usos come out and do the yeet thing, Pat McAfee like stands up in the chair and does the yeet thing.
Oh, he goes crazy. We love Pat McAfee.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, I think that was it. There wasn't any big talking in between. Yeah, like because what was the last match? It was
the last match was CM Punk.
Oh, CM Punk.
And remember what I said? Bringing people up by Okay, so Seth Rollins is he was one of the first.
A very great performer.
Seth Rollins was part of the Shield. He was one of the first. He was like the big three out of the first class of NXT. It was like him and Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. Yes. Fantastic performer, has been for years. Ever since CM Punk has come back, Seth Rollins has had a feud with CM Punk. Now, this is where we're getting into the what's a work and what's a shoot in wrestling. Where ever since CM Punk has come back, Seth Rollins is like, for years, CM Punk I've hated him because when he left the company, he tried to bring the company down. At the time, I wasn't that big a performer. And I've like tried to talk to him. I've tried to do all this stuff. Nothing, right? He comes back and he starts to wrestle and earn money from this company that he trashed for years. I hate him. So that's like
ironically based. I agree.
Kind of. Yeah. Like you see where he's coming from for sure. So when they start doing a feud where it's like slowly building up all this time of like, I hate you, and CM Punk's like, listen, bud, I don't even know you. All this he does, but like,
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, it was just like this whole feud buildup of like, you're being focused on me because you're jealous of me, all this shit. And then it's been building up for a while. They had that match where Seth Rollins was the referee between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, all this shit.
Seth fucking Rollins, by the way.
Seth freaking Rollins, which apparently was added by Vince because Vince was bored one day. Vince was just like,
he needs a little something.
Yeah. He needs a freaking in the middle. Yeah, I like that freaking.
Seth mother fucking Rollins. We're PG,
Yeah.
Vince.
Yeah,
From Seth the Freak-a-Leak Rollins. That's still PG, Vince.
yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah. So, they wrestled. Boy, howdy. both,
Great.
both of these fellas can wrestle.
Ah, damn.
Oh, man.
They did a slow. I remember it was the middle of the match. Maybe like towards the end of the match, actually. CM Punk hits the go to sleep on
Yes.
Seth Rollins, and they did a slow mo where you can actually see the dude's knee connect with Seth Rollins' head, and yeah, no, they shot away from it right before, like, you see how they get away and not actually kill Seth Rollins. And I'm like, damn, that's still a bump. That's a hell of a bump to take.
He hits the go to sleep and then
it off.
Yeah, he hits the go to sleep. Seth Rollins does like another finishing move, or like almost connects with it, and then he gets hit with another go to sleep, and then like that's like the finisher of the match, and it was pretty tight. Like the whole thing was good wrestling throughout. Man, yeah, that ending especially,
Great
where it's like
pace, fantastic pace during that, and I feel like that could be said about the entire show, paced to perfection, because it was 3 hours. But I never felt like, oh my God, this is a 3-hour show. It's like, no, they wrestled 4 times. A lot of people talked, but every time it wrestled, it mattered. And it was very, very fun. Like, none of it felt out of place or slow or weird. It was just.
I felt like we could have done with one or more matches.
There had to be some kind of pomp and circumstance, just because it's like, yeah, it is Netflix and it's LA. Yeah. First show of the new year and all that, so that's why. Like, but yeah, I expect the other 3-hour shows to include a few more matches. That would be really sick.
And here's how much we loved Raw. We didn't even watch SmackDown this week, or I didn't. I was
son of a bitch. I
didn't even think. Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, throw that shit on Netflix. All right, that's what I need.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm tired of going to the USA Network. I'm tired of LA Knight not being able to swear. I need things. I'm a man with needs. Damn it.
Oh yeah, that was another thing where like out of all the wrestlers, because they had a few wrestlers that were just like in the crowd that didn't do anything.
A lot of the SmackDown roster.
Yeah, a lot of the SmackDown roster, including Shinsuke Nakamura, who wasn't in makeup, so he looked like a normal guy.
An average Japanese man, yeah.
And recently, he's been doing a lot of not normal guy things. He
looks like a goddamn demon.
Yeah, he looks like a corpse. So to see him out of makeup and to just be in the crowd, I was like, oh, okay, cool, good for you, man. Like,
yeah, he's a human being.
Yeah,
kayfabe be damned.
So listen. Some things we can excuse, right? Where it's like, hey, why don't you look like a corpse, Shinsuke Nakamura? Oh, I'm not wrestling. It's like, okay, you can buy whatever. But like, I don't know.
This time, Shinsuke, I was so close to. Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, okay. So that was Raw. We loved Raw.
Great show. Excited for what we see in the future.
Could have been better, yes. So could a lot of things. We had a good time though. We had a real. I
feel like that's just the vibe they were going for, where it's like, yeah, we're going to give you quality matches, 4 quality matches, right? And it's a party. It was a party.
I am a real American.
Yeah. God damn it! I hate him. Yeah. Not going to get into it too much, but to boil it down for the audience, you should hate Hulk Hogan too. All right, he does nothing but bring people down, and he didn't let his daughter date a black guy, so Hulk doesn't know best. Okay,
there's multiple avenues by which you could come to dislike Hulk Hogan, and whether that's from a wrestling,
the illusion of free will of trying to like Hulk Hogan, you're gonna hate him.
Well, it's like I was kind of whatever, and then I heard that Undertaker story about how he gave Hulk Hogan the tombstone, and Hulk Hogan pretended that he had a neck injury, so that he would win the title back like a few days later. And Hulk and Undertaker was like, "Hey, you didn't even I watched the tape. I wasn't even close to hitting your head or doing whatever with you." And
I
Hulk
felt the
Hogan was
mat,
like,
brother. I'll tell you,
yeah,
brother.
yeah. I was like, but the way you held me, I couldn't move, and so I wrenched my neck when I tried to move, and it was like, okay.
You
Undertaker.
lying sack of shit.
Oh,
Go
man.
ahead. Oh, say something mean about the Hulkster. Terry Bollea, I know who you are.
Yeah,
I know what kind
come
of
on.
man you are.
Come on, Terry. Come on.
I could
We
feel
must
his
be
arm
better men,
holding me
Terry.
back, like I'm trying to swing at this old man. He would still kind of hurt me. Not
He
gonna lie,
would
he's
still
big.
kick your ass because he's like 6'7", and even for an old man, he's still got.
We'll
it a little
revisit this in 5 years when you're decrepit and I'm a little bit bigger. All right?
bit. Yeah. Then it'll be a fair match.
Yeah. God, I gotta Dookie.
Oh man. Yeah.
All right,
So
crap. We
again,
used up the rest of our time hating Terry. So, Mac,
No,
final thoughts.
final thoughts. I mean, always wipe until you're clean. That's my final thought.
What if I run out?
Huh?
You know, on the Castoe show, you can watch what you want, then you can go. Make sure you subscribe and like it too. Ooh, and then you'll realize Castoe's here for you.